take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Now, what you've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
Vagina.
Probably late. Oh, Friday night time. Radical light and highly organized. It's Friday night time. Friday night times. If you're still not offended tonight. Oh, Friday night time. Rest assured that the chances are high.
What the hell was that? Hang on. What's up, everybody? I'm in an echoey room. It's echoey. What's this button? What's this? Oh, that's terrible. Jesus Christ, that's awful. That's one of those built-in songs on my soundboard that I haven't replaced. Hail, everybody! Okay, if I get really close to the mic, it won't be as echoey. This is like how Art Bell, you kiss the mic. Now, you don't do what Az does, who takes it like a giant cock. But, I mean, if you want to, it's okay. But if I back up a little bit, it's just going to be, it looks like Night Court. Welcome to Night Court. We are in session. Good God, that's echoey in here. It's a good thing I didn't record a video in here. It just wouldn't have happened. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday night. I am in North Carolina. I am in a hotel in a spare room that does have internet. And everybody else is going to have fun at some room party with their booze and their whatever. And it's just me and you. We see X-Ray Girl in the chat, but yeah, she's going to that party with Melissa. I think Garrett went to bed. How boring is that? Am I on trial again? Maybe. I'm not going to stop talking about you. I'm not going to. I almost gave up the room number of where you're going. I almost did it. Oh, that's why you never tell me anything. Don't tell me your real name. Don't tell me anything because I'll blab it. Let's see who's here. We're doing a little square up and some live streaming because, like I said, everybody else is going to have a good time. So I'll have my own good time with the peeps. What's up? We got Darth Vengeant, Dark Lighter, Ryu, what's up? X in Wonderland, Dog House Video, Jeffrey Wolf, Jonathan, Solid Enemy, Calum, Art, Vandale, Cole Hauser. What's up? Praise Allah. Praise Allah, brother. Brett Butler, Zev, Rook Takes Rook, Green 74, Jason Weiss, WG, who I just saw 10 minutes ago. It's been so long, man. It's been so long. Yeah, the echo is terrible. I'm wondering if it's just bad. Nothing I can do. Yeah, it looks like I'm in a courtroom, and I am getting a little PTSD because I've been in a lot of them. I've been in more of them than most internet lawyers, and I've lost just about as much as the internet lawyers have. Ha! Maybe slightly less. Maybe slightly less. Oh, you don't want me to be a judge because you're guilty. You're all guilty. Court does suck, chat. It does. You know what doesn't suck, though? The Cosmic Summit. We just got done watching Randall Carlson. All the Randall we can handle. He was freaking great. Ben from Uncharted X. If you guys... I'm not trying to upsell you anything, but if you want to see Ben's best talk at a show, it's on the VOD for Cosmic Summit because he talks about the Egyptian labyrinth, which nobody talks about, which, by the way, has been discovered, and it's being covered up by Zahi Hawass. Fucking Zahi Hawass. There's also another kind of like decent reason they're covering it up, but yeah, the Egyptian labyrinth, which would be the eighth wonder of the world, legit, if they did any more research on it, but they have not. And it's amazing. So it was a great talk. Robert Schock was great. Debunking Dan. Like, everybody's killed it. We saw Hugh Newman. Such a good dude. We're having tons of fun. Yeah, I'm not in court. I'm not really in court. Isn't it weird? Like it'll echo now, and then if I back up a little bit, and I have the noisiest chair. So this will be really great to listen to later. Yeah. What is going on in the world? I haven't been paying much attention. I get all of my politics from Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. So we're still here. So World War III hasn't started yet. That's always good. That's always good. Yeah, other than that, don't know what's going on. I'm heading home soon. I am heading home soon, but yeah. Well, you know what, WG, I feel so informed by I'm personally not going to have an opinion on World War III until I hear from Cat Turd and Miley Cyrus. That's where I'll form my opinion. Just kidding. I am not in a courthouse. So this is like a meeting room in the hotel, but it really does look like one. It really does look like I'm live streaming in for my not my sentencing, my preliminary hearing. How do you plead? And then I have the bail. So you have preliminary and then bail hearing, and they set up the court date. I know how it goes. Yeah, lots of very reasoned, measured discussion about geopolitics from influencers and celebrities on Twitter. I want to talk about, let's talk about Mobland or something. Let's talk about Mobland. Judge Wapner, R.I.P. He's dead, right? He's got to be dead. That guy was fucking old 40 years ago. That guy was old 40 years ago. I could probably go to the Discord and see what's going on. See if there's anything exciting that Lady Grey Master. What the hell? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. We're getting ready for Superman, right? That's coming up soon. The poster that they put up with the little squares on the bottom, that's actually probably the best poster they've done. But yeah, this is already like one of the most divisive movies I've ever seen, and it's not out yet. But that's James Gunn's fault because it's Superman's James Gunn. It's Superman's James Gunn. What do we got here? Hello, Gary. Maybe next year I'll be able to go to the Cosmic Summit. Middle East is spicy and salty. Also, San Antonio has some flash flooding. Be safe. I heard about that. So they had like a levee or something. Not a levee, but like a little barrier broke during the rainstorm. And I think like 11 people got washed away. Yeah, that's nuts. I'm not there though. I'm not there, and I haven't been for a while. So, but I did hear about that. That was crazy. SC615 for $10 says, "Hail Gary, hope the summit was fun. It's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. Who would have an easier time, Batman versus Spidey's or Rogues Gallery, or Spider-Man versus Batman's Rogue Gallery? It would be fun to see the fight where Joker was the serious one." Let me give you this some thought. Batman would have a harder time against Spidey's. Batman's got a better Rogues Gallery, but if you go down the line, Spidey's got a more powerful Rogues Gallery because it matches his powers, which Batman has none. So I think Batman would have a harder time. I do. I got my wife to watch Mobland. She finished it today while I've been at work. Good for her. Did you watch it? So maybe you watched it and got her to watch it. Joker versus Green Goblin, who wins? That's not as easy as you think. Joker's smart, but they're both batshit. I mean, you got to kind of side with pumpkin bombs, though. Pumpkin bombs. You do. You do. I used to have I had a screen used pumpkin bomb from Spider-Man 2, but then that's one of those things I had to sell because drugs are bad. Okay. One thing I do have is I have they made, I think, 4. I have the saw from Spider-Man 2. And it's not a working saw. It is actually made of resin. It's made of resin, weighs ounces. Doesn't weigh very much, but I have the saw. I have one of the saws that they used. One of the screen used ones. Hail, Rocket Man 137. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the very echoey show. You know, I probably should have done this in my room, but Melissa wants to sleep. Because the room is actually soundproof pretty damn good for a hotel room. Bonesaw is ready. That's right. That's right. We got WG has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you, WG. I appreciate it. Jeff up north has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships. Go check out his channel. I'm highly organized, melodic method all the time. I pooped my pants today. I'm 34. You know, it happens to the best of us. It really does. And I read that one. Humberto Munoz for 50 Mexican dollars. Like how I flipped the script on that one. Months ago, I asked about being a father. We lost a baby. Oh, no, dude. And we need help on how to keep it together, brother. This is tough. Don't know how to move on. It's like losing a loved one. Like you eventually will move on, but you're not going to be the same. You're not good. That's brutal. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't know how it was lost, but yeah. My mom lost a child too, and it affected her profoundly her entire life. But you stay together. You stay together, and you keep going. You got no other choice, man. Hello, Gary. I read that one. Alex for $9.99. I got my wife to watch Mob. I read that one too. But back to we haven't lost a kid. I wouldn't even know what to say. That's That is a death in the family, and we just went through it, and it's we're still reeling from the death in our family, and will be. I've the older you get, the more tragedy you experience, and it there is no words I can give other than seek guidance and help with your family, or if you go to church, there too be around people and talk. Was the Atlantica doc any good? It wasn't available on VOD. The rest was amazing, though. The Atlantica doc, it had some. I talked to the guy on the panel today. He's a super nice guy. So that's the thing. See, that's the thing. When it comes to, like, if you're gonna, I'm a human being, right? So are you. So if you're gonna review a movie, that's why it's not good, I think, in my opinion, to get to know creatives too much, because you want to be objective. It's I guess if you're a critic, if you're a full-time movie critic, I don't review every damn movie. All right. So I just don't. And I review mainly genre, like 99% genre. But that being said, it's got to be, it has to be tough to know these people, because it makes it a lot harder to criticize. It just, especially if it's a friend, I would, if I was going to review a friend's thing, I just wouldn't. I'd stay out of it, because, you're going to be biased towards stuff. You are, as a human being. That's the way it goes. I thought the film was a little light on data. So it built up this area, and I don't want to totally ruin it, because I think it's worth the watch, because it goes to a place where I haven't thought about much. I've known about the place. I've heard it theorized, but it's not the Azores. It's off of Spain. So I'll just tell you, it's off of Spain. And there's a lot of evidence there that there was definitely some structures and possibly a city off the coast of Spain that's deep out in the ocean. And the thing is, there's a place off of Spain where, when it's low tide, the low tide goes out for a couple kilometers, right? Almost 1.5 miles to 2 miles. And it exposes for, twice a day, rock shelves, and what clearly, they go there. You see quarries. So they dug out stone. Now, some of it's Byzantine, some of it's Roman. They mentioned some other, I can't remember the civilization, the empire, not the Tartarian, but I can't even remember who it was. Maybe WG does. But they did find at the end, they set up the story, right? And what they have to go through. And they talked to a couple historians who know their shit. And then they do some diving, and they show you the area, but I needed more like actual data. I saw scans, and there's some stuff that definitely looks like there was some sort of a structure there, but I needed a little more. And I think the deal is that there's going to be another film, so they were holding back a little bit. So I'll hold back my judgment a little bit. The guy who made it's super nice guy, really nice guy, but I needed a little more. I needed a little more data. I'm not convinced. I'm convinced there was something there, and it had to be when the sea levels were lower. But is it Atlantis? I still think it's the Azores. I still think it's the Azores. Good question, though. Glad I got to see it. Glad, and it was pretty well put together. Listen, I've got notes. I'm an editor too. So me and Garrett are sitting there going, I would have done this differently. I would have put a little more B-roll right there. I would have not used ADR there. There's a couple times he used ADR where I wouldn't have used ADR. I would have just used a B-roll to go over that. But that's just me being a fucking editor. So, but thank you. Thank you, Cowboy Ninja, for $5. The rest of the conference was great. If you watched on VOD, you own it forever. And this was fucking Ben's talk was so good. So good. Lando Van Halen for $5. 4 months sober today for what must be the 6th time. That's, hey, I get it. Room parties, fight the good fight. Yeah. So sometimes, getting sober is not a smooth landing. Sometimes it's a crash landing. Sometimes it's this. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, like I've had one major relapse and tons of like minor ones where I put together like a couple of months and then went back out. Did that a ton of times. That's completely normal. You know what the great thing about AA is? It's such a there is no organization like it out there, like at all. Doesn't really get political. Some of the gender bullshit has gotten in there, and I don't like it. Men's meetings are men's meetings, women's meetings are women's meetings, and you should be a man to go to a men's meeting and go and be a woman to go to a woman's meeting, and you should not be a man who dresses as a woman going to a woman's meeting. They need their spaces too. They need their respect too. And they have very different experiences with relationships and recovery that they need to talk to other women about. Like I went to a lot of men's only meetings, and I mostly go to, just open meetings, right? That's what I mostly go to. But listen, there's a lot of 13th stepping that goes on, and that's really bad earlier in your recovery. Like if you've got some time under you, I'm not saying that shit doesn't happen because it does, but it's easier. So I recommend to all of any potential sponsees or newcomers that you do 90 and 90 days, and you really try to hit a couple of men's, if you're a man, a men's meeting, and a woman, a woman's meeting in those like a week, couple of weeks. But yeah, it's all right. It can be for the 4th. It can be for the 6th. The great thing about AA is they will never judge you. They will always welcome. They'll just go, welcome back every fucking time. Welcome back. They won't go, get the fuck out. Nobody does that shit. It's one of the most welcoming places on earth. Thanks for the content, says The Born for $19.99. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Sorry it's so echoey. I'll be back in a less echoey room next week. And then in a couple weeks, I'll be back in the studio. Back in the studio with my little plastic pals. And listen, we're born. I understand. I talked about on Friday Night Tights. I collect action figures. I have an excessive amount of action figures. I have a stupid amount of action figures. I have an unhealthy amount of action figures. And there's no fucking shame to my game whatsoever. I don't care. I've been getting shit about it forever, and I don't care. They are art to me. They are art. The art of the action figure, the art of toy. It is art. It is expression to me, and I like it. I don't have to explain it to anybody. I'm also, a dad who takes care of his responsibilities. I'm an adult. I pay my taxes, although if taxation is theft, I mean, I don't break any laws anymore. Raised a couple of kids to adulthood. They're both good kids. And I fully believe, like, if you're an adult, you want to fly your freak flag, go ahead. I'm not going to be a part of a lot of it, but go the fuck ahead. If you're not hurting anybody, dude, like drag queens doing their little sing song, that's great. Actually, it's kind of funny sometimes. No problem with that. Furries, stay the fuck away from me, but go do your thing. Okay, just stay the fuck away from me. But like people with realistic babies, that's just too weird for me. And I've seen a lot of weird shit in my life. I've been to Tijuana. I've seen things. But that was some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen. So we're here at the Weirdo Conference talking about Anunnaki and Atlantis, and we are not the weirdest people here. And I mean, these babies, it's one thing, like, if they were just something you displayed, I'm like, okay, fine. No, they're feeding them. They're talking to them. They're rolling them around in strollers. There was a hell of a lot of them. Gary, did you get a chance to watch the Warhammer lore videos I emailed you? Not yet, Horny Elf, but I will. I've liked. It's not that I don't like Warhammer. It's that I'm afraid I'm going to like it too much. It's going to be right in my wheelhouse. I'm going to go, oh shit, that's a rabbit hole. Horny Elf, thank you, brother. Graham Robbins for 100. Thank you. Oh shit, Gary, this Friday makes 3 months in my recovery from fentanyl after 15 years. Dude, you just saved your life, Graham. Fentanyl is no joke. I died from an OD, and my lovely wife, who never gave up on me, hit the naloxone, and CPR brought me back. And I wanted to say once again, thank you for inspiring me to get sober. Cheers, dude. It's all you, Graham. But thank you, but it's all you, baby. As somebody who has flatlined a couple of times myself, you got a new lease on life. Don't waste it. Well done. And it's always good to have a wife who won't give up on you. That's a keeper right there forever. So well done. Thank you for being here. Yeah, like getting off fentanyl. I can't even imagine that. I'm sure because it was starting to pop up, 10 years ago, Graham? Probably. So I'm sure like some of the coke I was doing was cut with it. Because like sometimes I'd be doing coke and I would go to sleep, but like sometimes speed has a reverse effect on me because I've done so much of it, but it's hard to say. But with any drug right now, like anything could be fentanyl. They don't give a fuck because it's really fucking cheap and it can mask itself as other drugs. It's terrible. Humberto Munez for 50 Mexican dollars. I'm sorry to make you uncomfortable. You're not making me uncomfortable. Just the pain is hard. I understand. I understand about like needing to talk to somebody, but I find comfort in your work and it makes it easier. Not meaning to be weird. You're not being weird. You're amongst friends here. You're amongst friends in the chat right here. And if you need somebody to talk to, you need somebody to talk to. No, like that is not something that there's no weird response to that. That is pure pain. Feel it. It's okay to like, we encourage you to talk about it, but really keep your family close. Okay. Bless you, brother. You look like you're in a courtroom. I do. East Coast Toasty Boy for $2, but I'm not. Snacks for $2 says, what's a cooler setting? Steampunk or cyberpunk? Ooh. Cyberpunk. I mean, I do like steampunk. I think it's pretty cool, but cyberpunk. I'm a Blade Runner guy. Check out the fan-made Warhammer videos. They're called Hell's Reich. Hell's Reach? Oh, Hell's Reich. It's Reach. And Death of Hope. There's so many to check out, brother. But thank you. Psychotic Mongoose. What's up, man? Been a member for 12 months. That's a whole year, buddy. My Dixie wrecked for $5.01. Went to Gigante in Malta. There's no way humans built it. Moving 50-ton blocks, that's impossible. I want answers, damn it. They're trying to figure them out. Humans did move it. It's just how did they move it? And what size were the humans? Or hominids, we'll say. Hominids moved it. But how big were they? Because the dragon skull they just found has been confirmed to be Denisovan or Denisovan. I say Denisovan. And now it's looking like Denisovans were big. We're like 7 feet tall. That might be the giants of old. Gary getting gray beard. Getting gray beard. Better be careful. People might start thinking you're respectful and grown. It might be the lighting, but yeah, that's always been gray. But it's probably getting grayer because I'm getting old, Eric. You know what I won't do? Dye my fucking beard because that's gay as fuck. I will be my beard's like now 5 different colors. There's this little red, there's a little blonde, A lot of gray now. A little brown. I don't care. I don't care. It's a good part of being a dude. You can just let it ride. Toilet bug for $5. I'm going to poke the bear here, G. Have you seen Jar Jar's duster yet? Oh, and you fucking rock. Hail Vegas, baby. Oh, I haven't seen Duster yet. How is it? I'm just assuming it's woke mystery box. I could be wrong. I like what's his face, Sawyer. I do, but yeah, it would take me a lot to see some Jar Jar again. Ball gag love song for $4.99. Oh, speaking of that, congratulations to Eric July and his little assistant, his little Brazilian assistant, who got him coffee for Norfolka and Glorious Death being #1 on the metal charts. #1, just like the FNT song, #1 on the metal charts. Congratulations to Eric July and what's his name? Can't remember his name right now. It's not important. Rook takes Rook for 4 months. Gary, just do it. 40K is tons of fun. I know. It's if nothing else, just listen to some lore videos. Hail the Fellowship. I'll listen to some lore videos tonight. I've kind of gone through all the Song of Ice and Fire lore videos I can go through. I'm starting to hit repeats now. Let's see. Well, that's better if I just go like this the whole time. Net Stealer for $5 says, I found proof the Drake equation is bullshit. Problem with the equation is that the physicists replaced it with was more idiotic. Wish we could discuss. There's a lot of people who've kind of knocked it down. That's the thing about physicists and physics. It gets flipped on its head every couple of decades, sometimes quicker. And it's about to again, because a lot of the stuff, listen, they're really smart people and I'm dumb, but a lot of it is filling in blanks. And it's according to physicists, most physicists, we are just monkeys. So I like a Big Bang. We're starting to find out that there might not have been a Big Bang, which has been something they've been sticking with forever. So I don't know on that one. I just know that we don't know. Eddie Brock 9043. Gary, Ezra Miller's new look, smash or pass? Hail. Hollywood eat their young. That's my opinion on that. That poor kid has been passed around like a kid in Hollywood. I can't even find an analogy that would even be better than he's been passed around like a kid in Hollywood. Christian Del Toro for 20. Hail. Hey, Gary, my dog passed away recently. Oh, no, poor doggo. And I would play video games while listening to FNT or Real BBC. She knew her voice and she passed away from cancer. Oh, fuck cancer. Thank you and the crew for the times she just sat there with me. Hail. Oh, poor doggo. I'd raise one if I had a cup for the doggo. Good dog. All dogs go to heaven, man. All dogs go. We do not deserve them. Eddie Brock 9043 for 249 says, will your Cosmic Summit panel be uploaded on YouTube? I don't know. It's on the VOD. I mean, if I think George eventually will. I think he does eventually after a certain amount of time put them all on YouTube. But yeah, I did an Explorers panel. And it was fun. It was lots of fun. It's my first outside of a con panel, and I really like this feel. Like I'm never going to be an expert in it. The whole goal with Forbidden Frontier is to be coast to coast. I mean, I'm not going to be as big as Art Bell, or we're not going to get 1,000 radio affiliates out there, but like when I get a little older in a couple of years, the idea of doing that show 5 nights a week at night is a goal. And And we structure it just like the greatest radio show ever made, Coast to Coast with Art Bell. Melodic Method for $5. What is it about the founder? What is it about Dragon Skull and Denisovans? Yeah, so there's the Dragon Skull was found. So the only Denisovan stuff they had found was in Siberia in a cave where they found like a finger bone and I think a tooth. But they also found like clothing. They found that green emerald bracelet with the drill, that hole drilled in it 40,000 years ago. They also found out that they were a completely separate species of human hominid. So they weren't Neanderthal. They were not modern humans, bigger brow. But look it up. So the dragon skull, they thought that was found. I can't remember. China? I can't remember. But it was found a while ago, and it has been now confirmed. They've always thought it was Denisovan. And the thing is, we're going to find out that there was a bunch of different species of hominid. Now, the question is, what happened to them? You know, did we interbreed? Did we have a war? Did they get sick and die out? Like, what made us survive over Neanderthal or Denisovans? Survival of the fittest, I guess, but are we? I mean, the Neanderthal were just as smart as we were. So yeah, it's a trip. Something to ponder. Wraith Leader for $1.99. You feel right at home in a courtroom, don't you? I do. I am comfortable here. I am. Deeple 101 for $2. How much in super chats to dye your beard or hair? No amount. Because then I'd have to if I dyed my hair and beard, then my hair and beard would be dyed. And the only way I could get rid of the dye on my beard without it being there for months would be to shave it, which is not going to happen ever. Plus, okay, so there's Billy Mays, right? You know, the infomercial guy. There's that kind of dyeing, which is just try hard and it looks terrible. You can actually get professionals to color your beard, right, to make it look natural. I would never fucking do it. I'm old. I'm okay. I am fine. I am very comfortable in my skin. Many years I wasn't. I am now. I don't give a shit. I think it's I'm not for plastic surgery. I'm not for, fucking fake hair and all that shit. I just think if other people want to do it, that's great. I ain't fucking doing it. Now, dyeing it a color, fuck no. My beard, no. I'm not Tyrashi. Or somebody who should be on a fucking list because, yeah. Godspeed and blessings to you, Nerdrotic and fam. Thank you, Sir Ubasan, for $2. I appreciate that. Heading home tomorrow. Honestly, be what you want. Do what you want. You be you. Be free. As long as no kids and no animals are hurt, what consenting adults do is none of my biz. Yep. That's pretty much it. When it comes to kids and animals, well, then, we're going to have a problem. Who's Richard? I got to suck to get a personalized autograph for your book. Nobody's. I will give you one. Please don't. Unless you're gay and you want to. Then again, you do what you do. Bebop, 1988 for $5. HP for $4.99. Hi, Gary. Am I the only one who thought 28 years later was a bit mid? As a person who lived in the UK, it was really too on the nose about leftist themes. I didn't get leftist themes, but I don't live in the UK. I feel like there was a lot of inspiration from the older film, and just it felt very British to me. It's a super divisive movie. There's people who just I liked it. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made. I liked it, and I still liked it. It was nice to have a movie walk out, and I was thinking about it a lot when I come out. I wasn't just going, God, that was fucking stupid. Some people do think it was stupid. I think I liked how hyperkinetic and manic it was. I did like that. I like surreal art when it's done right. I think it was done pretty right. But the thing is, I think what they got caught in is what I know they got caught in is they tried to world build and make a surreal kind of art piece. And like, you got to kind of separate them, because if you're world building, then you're going to get people to ask questions, and then you have to explain a lot of shit. Where you can make a like, nobody's going to pick apart a Terry Gilliam film. For one, he covers his tracks. He does. But that's the kind of film I like. I thought it was good. I think this has been a terrible year for movies, and I think this would be just an average movie, even in the post-COVID era. But this year has been particularly bad. So, but I'm also not going to be one of those guys. You didn't understand it. You're media illiterate. No, I can completely understand why it wouldn't be to some people's tastes. And it's not that I think mine are better. It's just like, I'm a guy who likes Repo Man. I think Repo Man's one of the greatest fucking movies ever made. If you show Repo Man to a lot of people who didn't grow up in the 80s and weren't like into punk rock and weren't, it's a very 80s punk rock movie, and it's not for everybody. So you show Repo Man to a bunch of people, they're going to go, what the fuck? But then there's going to be a couple, out of 20 people go, that's the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen. It's kind of the way I feel about it. Now, I don't think it's as good as Repo Man 28 years later. No. And again, it's a fucking sequel. And it's a part one. So that knocks it down for me. But I really liked how fucking weird it was. But it did not live up to the trailer. The trailer was 10 out of 10. The movie was not. But I think I'm the only host who liked it who was on FNT. That doesn't make me, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I liked it. All I can be is honest. That's all. But if you thought it was mid, there you go. I mean, I like a lot of British shit. I really do. So the 40K Death of Hope shorts are highly recommended, says Deeple 101 for $2. All right. So Death of Hope. Sounds kind of black pill, but okay. Mikey MF and Gustler. What's up, buddy? For $10. Hey, Gary, I have the week of 4th of July off. Don't know what you're doing, but since you're a few states away from me, I was wondering if you come visit Ohio or something close. Like to meet you. Oh, well, bro, I'll be driving through it tomorrow, but I won't be able to stop. But I'm going to be back. So, Mikey, when I come back to go check out the Serpent Mound, I'll ping you, buddy. I don't know how far away you are from the Serpent Mound, but I am going to the Serpent Mound. You know what, man? I went back to Ohio. My city was gone. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been to Ohio since I was like in the backseat of my the station wagon in my family's car when I was like 7. So driving through Indiana and Ohio, they were kind of nice. Spring, beautiful states, very green, very green. Weather a bit shit. Weather was a bit shit, but it was storming, man. Woo. But I'll ping you, Mikey. Thanks, brother. Okay, no Big Bang. That is not what she said, Gary. Yeah, you did. Well, she wasn't impressed. Alexander M for $5. Warhammer 40K's company actively wants to get rid of its older fan base. Well, wow, we've never heard that one before, right? So you don't have to worry about bothering with new releases. Take the plunge. Like, this is why we fight for this stuff. And this is why the fight, I mean, it's getting long and people just want to nope out. And I understand that. I mean, it's just pop culture. It's just the things we used to love. And I do get it. I'm not being sarcastic there. The thing is, it's our culture. And I've always said that the activists win two ways. They either change the thing or destroy the thing. Either way, they're good with it because they never cared about the thing. It's a lot easier to destroy than create. And we're not seeing a lot of creating from Hollywood. The creating is going to be on you. But it sucks to be at the, like after I watched that last Doctor Who, it was fun to mock. But ultimately, I wasn't happy when I'm like, this is it. This is so, it should have been canceled years ago. We all know that, but this was the last Doctor Who episode possibly ever. How fucking sad is that? And it didn't need to be that way. But RTD, by all accounts, even Disney was trying to give him notes and he was telling them fuck off. And if fucking Disney is giving you notes, that's insane. So he came back to make it a platform and extend a middle finger to the Doctor Who fans, which think about how sad that is. This gay man rises to prominence in a country where he grew up, where it was probably really fucking tough to be a gay kid. Probably got picked on a lot, probably got the shit kicked out of him a lot. And he rose above and became not a gay icon, an icon. He brought back Doctor Who. Everybody was loving it. Then he gave in to his bitterness. He doesn't have to agree with the critics of Doctor Who, but all you have to do is try to understand them and say, you know what, maybe I can bring people back together by making good Doctor Who. That's what he had the power to do. And you know what he decided to use with that power? He decided to do this. And he's fine. He got his paycheck. He doesn't need any more money. He's a very rich man. Somehow he's a victimized rich man, extremely rich elitist man. And he made sure to break the toy so nobody else could play with it. F cancer and pneumonia. Yep. You've made a book and contributed to the Iron Age. I'm damn proud of you for a creative endeavor like Ash from PKMN. You've come a long way in life. Still, like you chase the sun. Hail, cheers, and God bless. Thank you, Sir Ubi-san, for $10. Thank you. I mean, it's a memoir, so it's. Yeah, I don't know how creative it is, but it's a memoir, and hopefully, I mean, the whole purpose of it is to, as the memoirs do, you tell a story, but the point of the story is, no matter how shitty things can get, there's still a lot more life to be lived. There is. And I never, lots of times I wanted to give up, but I never did. Ryu Planeswalker, been a member for 1 month. Thank you. In 1.5 months, I get to achieve my long-term dream of moving to the great state of Texas. Hell yeah. Hail to the chat, 199, and the long. Hail to you, brother. Get your ass to Texas. Black Kane says, it looks like an English lit class during COVID. What, 28 years later? I don't know. What office I'm in right now? It does. Except I would not be the teacher. It will be a retard lit class during COVID. Single guy cooking for $5. Just finished Michigan, Washington, and back. Oh, okay. Michigan and Washington, 5,000 miles in 2 weeks with my dog sleeping by my side. 700 miles to go tomorrow. Thanks for all the content. Oh, well, hey, enjoy the road. Hopefully we can keep you entertained. Jeremy will be streaming any moment. Like as soon as I'm done, he'll do another 9 hours and he'll keep you up. He'll keep you up. Bruno for 20 Canadian pesos. Thank you for everything, Gary. Oh, thank you. I've been trying to get sober, but I'm failing. I'm afraid to go to meetings. I'm a super Gen Xer. Don't have feelings and deal with your shit. I'm tired. Maybe your book will help. Thanks for the inspiration. Go to a meeting. If you're tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired, brother. That's all it has to get you in. Just get in, get clean, and then worry about the feelings later. That's why what one day at a time means. One thing at a time, too. Lee Kindler for $4.99. Hi, Gary. Excited for your book. Looking forward to the chapters that chronicle your journey to becoming the king of gaming. Oh, yeah, they're extensive. As in, I doubt it's even brought up in the book. In your opinion, is Thunderbolts worth the watch? No. And loved your unsub episode. Thank you. Shaky Bus for $5? No, I wouldn't. I go watch Civil War again. Go watch something good. Thunderbolts is not worth a watch. It's not worth your 2 hours at all. Ball Gag Love Song for $9.99. Hey, Gary, saw your episode of Say Hi to Eli. Powerful stuff. Thank you. It's refreshing and motivating to have someone be open and honest about tough experiences. Inspirational. Any plans for a Pepperbox show? Maybe. Pepperbox is cool. Eli is cool. Andrew Loden for $2. Bro, you on the witness stand right now? I plead the fifth. Bird Flicka has been a member for 17 months. Here. Repo Man was great. Wish they would have kept the original ending from the book. Still was a solid film. Damn solid film. Repo Man. Have you seen the movie Highway to Hell? Hell Cop has the coolest handcuffs. Have I seen Highway to Hell? I don't think so. Cool handcuffs. I don't like handcuffs. Hail Gary, master of all things that are still loading on dial-up. Yes, that's me. Are you going to come to the con in Belton on August 2nd through 3rd with Ripa and the 199? Maybe. I don't see why not. I mean, it's really close. I could just drive up there. So I'd probably be there for a day. Yeah. Mikey Gussler, what's up, brother? Supermount is 1 hour and 44 minutes away from me, and that's fine with me. I would be willing to drive there. I'm in Central Ohio outside of Columbus. Well, then I will hit you up, brother. We will go. It'll be fun. Gary, it was so hot outside today that when I walked to the mailbox, I was sweating worse than none in a cucumber patch. Or a punk in a pecker patch. Green 74 for $4.99. If you're passing through Cincy, Dayton area for Super Mountain, you might want to consider adding Wright Pat Air Force Museum if you're there, or Aerospace Nerd. I want to go find the aliens. That's where I'd go to Wright Pat for. Zephyr for $5. We're fucking Hangar 18. Gary, with FNT on 4th of July, will the Brits on the panel be proper redcoats? I don't think we should let them on to celebrate our holiday. Maybe I should replace them with some Americans. I don't want any losers. You'll love Ohio Caverns, Gary, and I live in a small town. I can show you amazing parks, stores, and good places to eat, too, if you're interested. Hell yeah. Thanks, Mikey. Black Cane for $5. Since you're traveling, it's perfect time to start the Wheel of Time audiobooks, but look for the Michael Kramer and Kate reading version, not Pike. Okay. Yeah, they need to have a good reader. Like even, okay, when's the Winter's never coming out, but if it comes out, like no Roy Dotrice. Like, are you kidding me? Roy Dotrice was fucking awesome. Yes, I know even the little girls sound like an old man, but he was so fucking good. Neil Horn for $10. Hail, Gary. I was unable to attend the summit this year and regret not being able to say hello to you and the gang. I hope the summit was great. It was great. We missed you, man. Tell us about it when you can. Also, Jeremy is gay. Yeah, we'll do a roundup when the gang is here. I think we can do an entire show on Ben's talk about the Labyrinth, which is just insane. Berg Flicka for $49.99. Warhammer 40K was my last bastion from woke. Every other IP I grew up with has been destroyed. They brought it the Future War. They picked the most autistic hobbyists to gaslight. Hail chat, and glad you're having a great time. Cheers, Berg Flicka. And yeah, I'm sorry if they fuck with your fucking. You just got to fight for it. If he were still alive, what would it be like if Patrice O'Neill was on FNT? It'd be the best show ever. Rest in peace. Jim Bitt. Love Patrice. Miss Patrice. Let's get to FNT, shall we? Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing okay? That's good. Yeah, George R. Martin is ungrateful, Greg. That is the best description. He lacks gratitude. All right, let's look over here. This East Coast time zone stuff. I know a lot of. I don't like the East Coast very much. It's because I grew up in the West Coast. That's all. It's all strange to me. Hi, Kira for $2 says, add Rags to the opening already. Hi, Rags. Well, yeah, we should probably do that, huh? We should probably do that. I love Rags. Don't agree with Rags all the time. He definitely doesn't agree with me all the time, but I love Rags. I truly do. Good dude. Smart dude. I think I have As beat. I'm on episode 7 of Mobland. Great show. Well, no, you don't. He actually finished it before I did. Terry Masters for $9.99. Hey, Rags, just listen to EFAP 25 with Major Lee. At one point, he asked if you and Mueller know who Filoni was, and you guys didn't. It's funny to hear you guys were so innocent back then. Yeah. Well, not a lot of people knew who Filoni was, because if you didn't watch the Clone Wars, which was a very passionate but small audience, you would have no idea. No idea. As is wonky eyebrow for £2 British. No Jeremy again. Gay. D-Gay Cobra. I think he was traveling. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, he was on the road doing something, being busy. Bad Remembering Gaming has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships, $25. Thank you. How in the fuck did we miss it? Aryan for 100 yen says, hey, Gary, Wonder Woman Gail Simone is bloody great. Why don't you like it? I am Gen Z, so George Perez art looks a bit old to me. Fair enough. I don't know how George Perez's art is timeless, though. I don't know. I can't. Maybe I'm old. I can't conceive how some of the best comic art, most detailed, perfect comic art ever drawn looks old. I think it's absolutely timeless. I like Gail Simone. Her Birds of Prey was decent. Highly overrated writer. And a miserable person. There's God, what did I do? I was doing for my school when I was in that new media class. It's out there somewhere. Maybe I'll show you guys someday. I have a bunch of like little documentaries I did in my my little film school thing. And I did a couple related to my shop. I did one called 24 Pages, which was about 24-hour comic book day, where you have a bunch of artists come in and they make a comic book at your store in 24 hours. And that was a lot of fun. We also did something with Heroes Initiative when Ed Hannigan was still with us, but he was, I think, heading to, I don't think it was hospice yet. The late great Ed Hannigan, but he was really sick. And Heroes Initiative is a charity that helps comic book artists and writers who don't get any love from their publishers at all, who created a lot of stuff. And that has now like made other corporations billions of dollars, and it helps them through hospice or pay some medical bills and stuff. So we did it for Ed Hannigan. We had we did an event at the San Francisco Cartoon Art Museum when it was still around, and Brent Spiner came in, wandered in. Gail Simone was there, and one of my employees interviewed Gail Simone, and she came off like a complete cunt. I still kept it in, but I'm like editing this going, God, Jesus. Derek Robertson was there. It was a fun event. It was a good event. We raised some money for him, and that was good. Poor guy. That was many years ago, and I think it's on. I got a Vimeo out there somewhere. It's got some of my show reels on it too. I'll show you guys someday if you want to see it. Terry Masters for $9.99. Hey, Rags. I read that one already. Good. See, I don't have X-Ray Girl taking them away from me. Snacks for $5. You've heard of a bull in a china shop? Imagine Az at the doll convention. So many babies' faces waiting to be healed. That's good. That's good. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Rags. Rags says hi. Ray Gonzalez for $5. Shad, what do you have against dogs? What is Shad? Shad has a lot of things against a lot of things. Is it because Dingo ate one of your 50 children? I don't know if you noticed yet. I mean, like, when you're a Mormon, you got to keep track of your kids with like the Dewey Decimal System and point of sale purchase or something. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 2 parts for $20 says a moment of black silence followed by my familiar tune softly playing on piano, slowly growing in strength. Suddenly the blackness broken by a flash of light, hunting down towards earth, hurling down towards earth, not hunting. Another brief minute of silence, broken again by the increasing sound of music, followed by the familiar voice of Sabrina Carpenter. If I go crazy, then you will still call me Superman. That's very deep. Miso Son has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Stewie Felt for 2 says the only thing that can kill Ryan is Ryan. That's true. Question for Ryan. Is it racist if you think all stormtroopers look alike? I'll answer for him. Thank you, Anonymous, for $20 in the stream website. No. Ambrose Bierce's Devil Dictionary had the best take on actors. One who peddles ready-made emotion and who, despising us for the qualities upon which he feeds, is by us despised for the unwholesomeness character of his diet. Wow. That's actually really good. I jacked it up. That's actually really good. And that like really, the thing about actors is, well, they're all drama kids. They're all theater kids. And they're all emotionally unstable. You will find the rare one who's got their shit together, who can bring their lunch pail and go act and go out and still be a dad and a normal person. But I think so many of them, just through acting, get lost in themselves. They have identity crisis. And then you couple that with the shit you have to do to get a role. And Terrence Howard talked about the man card thing. Now, it doesn't just mean, I mean, it definitely applies to, you know, a lot of actors probably had to suck a lot of dicks to get roles. So did a lot of actresses to suck a lot of dicks to get roles. Not that absolutely happens to this very day. But then there's there's that, which is bad. But then there's all the little stuff. You know, say you're not an actor who does that and you see actors doing that and it pisses you off. But then there's also, you know, your integrity, and you have to like lose bits of your integrity and yourself. You have to take a lot of shit. These people, and I'm going to say these people who make these films, and I understand it. It's a It is a very specialized art form that not everybody can do. And when done right, I completely respect it. The process, I understand all the bullshit they have to go through, but they act like they are fucking gods and you're making pretend. So just try to remember that. But the thing is, they have to lose just little bits of themselves through constantly having to bend the knee just to get a fucking toothpaste commercial. What does that do to somebody's psyche? And then put on top of that, child actors. So imagine as a child, your every need is being met. And then it just goes away. It goes away and it gotta fuck with you. So I think it's I mean, they sell their soul. They sell their soul to pretend and to be famous. And then, you know, they get that one little break. But I mean, you have to be really Dave Chappelle's talking about it. To make it in Hollywood, you have to be tough as fuck. You do. You have to be able to take rejection, but there's only so much any human can take. So that's why even the prominent ones, you see them break at some point. They just fucking break. And then you got to ask yourself, okay, you got a lot of that money, but look at Marlon Brando. Look at fucking Marlon Brando. One of the greatest actors who's ever lived, and probably had one of the most miserable lives that you wouldn't want to see your enemy go through. Both of his kids dead. He was a glutton, fucking on every drug imaginable, completely miserable son of a bitch, completely impossible to work with. And I believe like a lot of actors like him, a lot of the method actors are like, they had two choices in life: homeless person or actor, because they were fucking crazy. But yeah, Marlon had a lot of money. Would you want a fucking life like Marlon Brando? Hell no. You couldn't pay me for that. Great actor in one of my all-time favorite movies. The guy was a miserable piece of shit. And not a good person, like at all. I mean, covered up one of his kids killing somebody. You know, Jesus Christ. Ambrose, I read that one. I think it's funny that people's main gripe with 28 Years Later is that it is a generic zombie movie. 28 Years Later is a rehash of Romero's Dead trilogy with a little Nightmare City thrown in. Yeah, there's nothing groundbreaking about it. All it did was it brought back the zombie genre, and it's a good movie. Like Ryan said, like I am not a diehard zombie fan, so when they're good, I'm like, okay, that was a good zombie movie, but I don't seek zombie movies out. I think it's a very repetitive genre. It rarely ever gets anything new to it at all. This one, I thought, you know, maybe they're going a little trying to something new, but like I just liked it as a film. But I wasn't, you know, I'm not like a passionate 28 Days Later guy, you know. Cole Hauser, can I live with Ryan? You don't have to take that up with Ryan. Josh Kelsey for 20 drops 20 and walks away because that's what Josh does. Mechanism Studios for $2. Greetings. Do any of you go bowling or disc golf? I bowl. I'm a decent bowler. I suck at pretty much everything. I'm decent at pinball. I'm decent at bowling. I suck at golf, but I love it. And when I played sports, I was good. Way back then. Way back when. The sport I was best at was baseball. That was a long time ago, though. Suck at gaming. I haven't played disc golf in a long time. But broomball, I played broomball. That was fun. At UTC on the ice rink. Broomball was fun. Golem Wolf for $4.99. Hail FNT, listening while I draw some pages. I told a normie friend about my story, and the first she asked me was, "You're not making him gay, right?" Good. Abyss Rises for $19.99. Proper British pounds. Hail Gary, X-Ray Girl, and everyone. Any chance of a shout out to my lovely wife, Tracy? Tracy, I'm sorry this is late. Shout out to lovely wife, Tracy, who for some reason decided to get married to Abyss Rises. So Abyss Rises, hitting out of his league. That's good. Also, a big thank you for recommending Clarkson's Farm to us. It is superb. Yeah. Just, be thankful that your wife took pity on you and married you. Just wanted to point that out. No, Clarkson's Farm's awesome. I'm just kidding. What's up, Tracy? Eddie from Outer Space for €5. I like 28 Years Later. It has its flaws, but love the direction they went with this. I'm a true in my opinion, a true sequel in terms of its spiritual and philosophical questions. Yes, that pretty much ignores Days Later, which I don't like. Christaki S, 2 parts, $40. Hello, panel. I was wondering if SpaceCon at the end of October is on the cards this year. It is. I'll be there. Eric's going to be there. I don't know if any Geeks and Gamers people are going to be there, but I'm going to be there. I'm hoping to swig past on my way back home to Australia from Europe. Washington, not Victoria. Cough, cough, Shad. Ha. Judah. And the second part is I missed good old Frank Gore at the LA Comic-Con 24. Attention for all of 2 seconds. And I was unable to fit San Ant into my itinerary so late, hoping to see you all at the meetup someday. Hail chat, Ripperverse, G&G, and pineapple on pizza. God bless you. Pineapple on pizza. Christaki. Yeah, I'll be at SpaceCon. As Gary said once every day, what does that say? That's perfect. Somehow Rachel Zegler has returned and Wicked. Yeah, I think she's going to return, and I think when she does, she will be incredibly arrogant and not learn anything. But I think she's pretty done in Hollywood. I think some people were talking about this is going to lead to a comeback for her. Anything's possible. If she comes out and goes, you know what? I was an insufferable bitch on that set. I owe the fans an apology. I owe Disney an apology. I owe my agent an apology. I owe my mom an apology. I mean, she comes out and gets humble and then stays that way. Sure, absolutely, give her a chance. But I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you why. I watched The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I was at. We were in Wisconsin, and Melissa's cousin was over, and his daughter, a sweet 11-year-old girl who was listening to Friday Night Tights and got really pissed at me for giving Hufflepuff. Got pissed at all of us, by the way, for giving Hufflepuff a bunch of shit because she's a Hufflepuff, and she read me the Riot Act, and it was kind of funny. She got to pick the movie, and she had just read the book, so we watched it. The almost 3 hours of that torturous pain, and Rachel Zegler's in it. And she's terrible. She's terrible in that movie. Utterly terrible. Her singing is whatever. I think her singing is super generic and fucking show-toony Disney. And I hate that shit with the intensity of 1,000 suns. So I can't tell you if it's good or not. I fucking hate it. But her acting was shit. She's not good. Axel Foley for $5 James Gunn and Chicks with Dixon. This is the content I sub for. Yeah. Good to see Az back on FNT. Shout out to Comics Dad Channel, Weebs and Kaboom, and Luigi34, World of Gaming. Good channels by good people. Hail FNT. Snooty Mems, thank you for the $20 rant. Hail to those channels. Watch the specials. All you need to know to understand James Gunn's opinion on superheroes. Oh, yeah. Twirly Wolf for $20. TJ Jordan for $2. Those dolls are creeping me out. They're fucking creepy. Eric John, Pizza Art, $10 rant. True or false? They would have been better off making a kids movie about crypto. Now, I don't know how Superman's going to be. The promos have not been good, in my opinion, but the not being good, I still completely believe it will be better than Fantastic Four. And it needs to be better than Fantastic Four, and it needs to be really good. It needs to make $1 billion, but it needs to be really good. And it's it's not my fault. It's not your fault for having high expectations. It is your expectations are your expectations. They should be high for a Superman movie. They should be very high. And they're launching an entire fucking universe on this. So they're the ones who put the expectations up there. So to come back and go, well, no, it's the fucking future of Warner Brothers, which is massively in debt. And, it doesn't rely on that. No, we want to dial that back a little bit. It's like, motherfucker, you are out there plastering your face, James Gunn, on motherfucking everything ahead of Superman. Because this universe is about you. You look like a fucking raging, narcissistic egomaniac that you are. TJ Jordan for $5. Gary, your story from the Hodge Twins episode about not killing the dog actually proves you're far smarter than Theon. Ha! I wasn't going to kill that didn't even cross my mind. To be honest with you. Like the dog was there, is barking, and it was leave. I wasn't going to kill the dog. I suppose I could have, but what would that have done? I like dogs, even ones that are barking me and going to send me to fucking jail. I'm not going to kill a dog. True. I read that one, but yeah, wasn't going to kill the dog. Manifest Destiny for $10. I can see why writing crypto can crack Superman. Hollywood always focuses on the alien or the god when Superman is just a farm boy from Kansas. Yeah, they can identify with the alien, or they all think they all have their own personal god complex, but they really, wholesome to them is evil. Because they're all artists. Don't you understand that? And artists are pain. We're also smarter and better than you because we can draw things and make pretend things better than you. No, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I love art. We all love art. It shows the greatness of a society. But, if the sweet meteor of death comes down, nobody needs somebody directing a Superman movie, and nobody needs somebody drawing a comic book, or nobody needs anybody making YouTube videos. We're going to need people who can start a fire, build a fucking car, build a house, build a structure, go out hunting. That's the kind of shit we're going to need. Find clean water. So it's a matter of perspective. And who can do all those things? A farm boy from Kansas. Slaughter a pig. Slaughter a chicken. Raise chickens. Cattle, shit you need. They have no concept of it at all. They used to. When writers used to come from a life of experience and not just from an overpriced art school or some Nepo baby, or you got hired because you wrote some lesbian Afro-futuristic fucking poetry and you got hired for your skin color. Southeastern Kaiju for $4.99. I'm sort of questioning my entertainment choices right now. We all go through that. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. In the year of slop, I keep going back to this because it was Mahler and I have really good conversations. We chit chat once in a while, and we kind of where do you see things going? And I like to pick his brain, and I guess he likes to pick mine, although mine's kind of scattered. But And we both agreed like this is going to be the year, like there's still going to be woke stuff, but it's going to be just sloppy. So even the stuff that they're going to try to fix is going to be sloppy, extremely sloppy. And that's what it's been. It's been a year of slop and it's been the year of chaos. Called that one early on. This is the year of chaos. And anytime there's a paradigm shift, there's also a power vacuum. And then there's the people who think they won. We're going to say the culture war. So there's you see a lot of infighting with the right now. Well, for one, the right doesn't know how to fucking win and never has. We also have a major power vacuum, and that needs to be filled. There's also the posers who were never part of it, who were just riding the wave of whatever the fuck was going on. And that goes on with any movement. All movements happen, movements end, but culture wars do not. They don't. They quiet down. Little ceasefire once in a while, maybe a cold culture war. Then we just had an open one, and there was a massive cultural shift. Now there's a new boss, and we need to see how things play out. But it's going to be really fucking messy. Really messy. That's life, though. FNT is now just YouTube, no Rumble for now. So what does that exactly mean for the podcast? I'm kind of new to FNT. What did I miss from the Rumble portion? It was just a bonus hour where we talked about, like, we probably got a little bit more political, but not much. I mean, the whole point was to be spicy, but like, we don't really hold back on this show. You know what I mean? Like, topic wise, I mean, I try to, and I attempt badly. But you're not going to miss anything. So yeah, I'll be able to talk about it next week, what we're going to do. But it's still going to be FNT. So it's still going to be the same. A story I would love made into a live action is the double date episode from Justice League Unlimited. Yes, with Green Arrow, Canary, Huntress, and the Question, and the Wildcat Meta Brawl story as well. That was a good episode. Good episode. Ray Gonzalez for $5. Here's a wrestling reference. If I was there, I would Gene Snitsky, the baby doll. I don't know the reference. Snooty Mims for $10 says also Mighty Megatron and Psycho Magnus in the chat are good guys. Hail FNT, hail Rumble, hail chat, hail everybody. Eric K for $4.99. James Gunn production of the James Gunn movie will make the James Gunn in the James Gunn theaters. Darren Murphy for $19.99. Gunn basing Superman on crypto means his driving force is empathy. Prediction: Gunn is making Superman for female audience. Women characters will never be wrong, and Superman will constantly surrender to female leads. We'll see. There's so much, even the subtle shit. There's so much of it in Thunderbolts, and there's actually a ton of it in Andor, but it's way more subtle, which is the female's voice and decisions are the impetus of all decisions. Like, even when, and it's useless sometimes. Sometimes you'll have a male character just automatically just start questioning himself. And then he'll have to talk to some mom or some woman. She'll be like, no, you should do this. And that's still intersectional feminism. What you don't see is, for the most part, is a male mentor in a true mentor sense to a girl or a boy. And like, they really changed the relationship in The Last of Us, from what I know. And they made Joel more of a bumbling fucking idiot. That's intersectional feminism. You can't have male mentors. How about the female villain? You have the female villain, and like, it's in a superhero movie, so you want to have them be toe-to-toe with the male hero, but the male hero cannot have a physical fight with the female villain. So the female villain ends up defeating herself, or getting defeated by elements or circumstance, or she's just misunderstood and gets forgiven. You know, you see the same fucking shit over. It's because you can't, like, well, we could show that women can be powerful villains too, but they can't really get into a fist fight with the man because that would look like the man's beating her. It's like, fuck, you can't make art anymore. You just can't. Stop. Just give up. Lenorsky for $20. Today is my brother's birthday. He fought leukemia. Hell yeah. He is now in remission by fighting conditions due to treatment. Wish Chris happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. Remind him every day he will get better. He loves your channels. You all helped him. Oh, thanks, Lenorsky. I hope it's Chris did it with, well, taking care of himself and determination. Fuck cancer. Fuck leukemia. Shadow Saiyan 737 for $4.99. Notice how we've never seen Gary and James Gunn in the same room at the same time. Yeah. Big difference is I don't go on Twitter and make weird fucking pedo jokes. It's not the kind of thing I joke about. Now, am I saying you can't joke about it? No. I've actually laughed at a lot of very good ones done by actual talented comedians. Like Kurt Metzger's last set that I saw a couple of years ago was one of the darkest fucking things I've ever seen, and I was dying. But I personally don't make them. Most people that love Guardians of the Galaxy never realized that Gunn was this big of an asshole. I don't think he was. I think, I mean, he's probably always an asshole, but like an egomaniac. Be an asshole. I don't care if you're a fucking asshole. That does not bother me. A creative being an asshole. Be an asshole on the set. Don't be an asshole to fans. And don't be an ass, be an asshole. Don't be an asshole to fans. That's it. But you can be an asshole. Like Joss Whedon was a major asshole. But when people started when people started having problems with Joss Whedon and James Gunn, what was it? What was it that turned people on him? Getting political. Going after fans. And it was inadvertent. I've never seen Joss Whedon like go after Buffy fans. But when you start going after Trump voters, both men did. Both men went after Trump voters, which are people in your audience. You can go after Trump all day fucking long. I don't care. You can go after his fucking policy. That doesn't bother me. When you cross the line is when you go after Trump voters, when you go after Americans who just disagree with you, and you start saying shit like, we don't need you. Okay. So when you started poking that bear, then don't be surprised, Mr. fucking edgelord, if somebody goes back and finds your fucking tweets. And it was bullshit anyway. Like, again, I don't think Gina Carano should have been fired, and I don't think James Gunn should have been fired. I think James Gunn was telling horrible fucking jokes that I wouldn't fucking tell. You know what? He's got a jacket on himself. It's a prison term. Now he's got a pedo jacket on himself that he put on himself, and that's all you, buddy, Mr. Edgelord. There's other comedians out there who thought, well, okay, no. There's other people out there that are not comedians who thought they would make those jokes. And now they got that jacket and they can't fucking get it. And you know what? It's because you leaned into it. A lot of Cuties fans out there. I believe in free speech and free expression. I just think there's certain lines we don't cross. I'm not an absolutist. That's ridiculous. That's not even fucking realistic. Certain lines we don't cross. You can cross most of the lines, like 95% of the lines. When it comes to kids and shit, no. That's that's the line I won't cross, and most everybody else won't. Yeah, that's James Gunn. James Gunn did it to himself. But no, I don't think he should have been fired. I don't. And I don't think Gina Carano should have been fired, but it exposes the hypocrisy of James Gunn and Hollywood by the fact that Gina, who, I mean, not the most prominent actress, but probably the most popular character from Mandalorian outside of Baby Yoda. So that'd be probably like, and I love Gina, but she would admit like, hey, I wasn't like A-list on the fucking show. You know, she's a better actress than Pedro, who mailed it in. And fucking Pedro, I'm sick of Pedro. In the show I'm talking about. Pedro didn't do anything exciting in that show. He mumbled from inside a fucking mask. That's not a performance. It's a voice actor. And he made some horrible tweets too and got more roles. So it's about the hypocrisy that we see every day and how much you can get away. Oh, look, Ezra Miller's like getting plastered all over Twitter now. That motherfucker kidnapped a girl. Okay? Was in a drug house where little kids were fucking chewing on bullets and shit. He beat the fuck out of women, and he's back because he sucked the right dicks. And look at the dude. For one, he looks like he aged 20 years. And you know, fucking drugs and alcohol do that to you. You don't look sober. I wish he was, though. I worked on a Crow fan film starring Vernon Wells as the villain. The trailer just released and it's up with 14,000 views. It's close to the comic. Look up Wet Paint Pictures Crow DOS full trailer, says John Michael. Let's see. What's it called? There's like kids playing right outside my door. I don't know. It's a hallway. I don't know why they're out there. It's fine. They're kids. Kids being kid. That's fine. Vernon Wells, Crow fan film. The trailer just released today. Okay. Oh, there it is. Take a look at this. We'll play it. I got to scan it. We'll play it on the next show. I have to scan it though. Make sure there's no, I have to scan it. But thank you. Looks pretty cool. Stewie Felt for $5. Most people that love. Oh, I read that one. Hippity hoppity lobbity for 10 British pounds proper money. I work for a major UK cinema, Warner Brothers. Just changed plans for the Superman UK premiere, now only showing first 30 minutes to a limited audience, possibly limited red carpet events too. That's weird. That's not a Barbie-like premiere. Huh. Stewie Felt for $2. Oh, is that true? Whoa. That's crazy. Puzzle. He's trying to do his own mystery box. Griff Nizzle for $10 says, screw Stranger Things. Vecna ruins it. Humanizing Cthulhu cosmic threats is dumb. Stop encouraging it. I'm hoping, Griff Nizzle, that in season 5, it's not Vecna. Like there's something behind Vecna, that it is a Cthulhu thing. Because that was, that's what I'm still thinking and hoping it happens. It's not just them taking on Vecna, that there'll be something else behind them, but we'll see. We'll see. Stewie Felt for $2. Gina Carano would be a perfect big Barda. She would. She actually would. Never win for 10 Canadian pesos. Possible that Village is in control group so EU can monitor the virus? Maybe. It's possible. They should have said it in the movie, though. Cole Hauser, hurrah, for 5 Canadian pesos. Hail, FNT. No pun intended, but didn't actor Cole Hauser's mom and his grandfather own Warner Brothers? Was he not interested in ownership? Praise Allah. Cole Hauser. I don't know. Like the actual actor Cole Hauser. Is his mom rich? I don't know. He was good in Yellowstone. David Gannon for $10. If you want an intelligent and entertaining zombie movie, check out John Ringo's Under a Graveyard Sky. If you like it, read the next 3 books in the series, but you can stop after that. Hail FNT. Not a zombie fan, though. Monkey Napper for 5 British pounds. If you could have had Adam Driver to play Snape in Harry Potter, but the rub was that you had to have Papa Asiato as the new Bond, would you do it? I just wouldn't like Bond, I guess. What do I feel more strongly about? That's tough, to be honest with you. Because it feels like it's been so long since we got a good Bond film. Yeah, I hate that choice. I don't like it. Craig, yes, for $10. Panel is way wrong. Severance is fantastic and answers plenty in season 2. Well, I haven't seen season 2. I'm just, Severance is a bit slow for me. But it's well made. It's very well made. Mr. Scott for $5. All joking aside, James Gunn's Zoomerman has no soul. Movies just don't have soul anymore. It's what's been missing for a long time. You're right. You're 100% right on that, especially this year. It is so rare to get something with heart and soul. I'll champion 28 years later for being risky, audacious filmmaking in an ever sanitized industry, which will miss when we're hit with the next deluge of risk-averse Hollywood slop with inflated budgets in Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Exactly. Exactly. I think 28 years later could be better in all 3. We'll find out. I hope Superman's the best. Very little hope for Fantastic Four. I see 9 squares of people. I'm expecting the Brady Bunch theme song to play. Man, we've done that already. Steve Watson for 25 British pounds. Which fan base is the most deranged? Look no further than your chat and the comments. Not even close, Steve. We are the most sane. Imagine Pacino yelling, "That zombie ass!" Stewie felt. But thank you, Steve, for the 25 British pounds, which is more than $25. Thank you. But I will die on the hill that the fellowship chat is absolutely the most common sense, insane, and funny. And they don't take any shit. It is safe in a museum, not in ours. We will melt it down and sell it for boomsticks, ammo, happy time, and a purchase to purchase people. This is retarded. YouTube wouldn't allow the other words. Oh, Judah, I'm sorry. Fuck that. Coke over woke should be the mantra moving on. I completely agree, Stewie Felt. Coke over woke. Bring back coked up Hollywood, butt chugging cocaine off a hooker's ass on a yacht, making crazy movies. You know, Don Simpson. Just think Don Simpson. We need some, we got Bruckheimer out there, but we miss Don Simpson. A coked out crazy motherfucker. The Ron for 5 British pounds. I'm getting made redundant at the end of July. You guys have inspired me to make my own channel. I don't know when it will happen, but it will. Thank you. It will. I'm sorry you're being made redundant. That sucks. Jacob Wolf for $5. Hollywood gives us 2 crypto movies released theatrically in less than 3 years. WB is dumb. WB is fucking dumb, brother. It is dumb. Thinking Heretic for $2. Dr. Doom is the hero. He's just misunderstood. Billy D. Shilliams for $4.99. I'm betting they'll bring Miles Morales into the Avengers Doomsday if it's based on Secret Wars. They can't because of Sony, but they would. And they will bring in Miles Morales. They will. Stewie Felt for $2. Squid Game, what Ryan calls liberty and in Subic Bay. Mustache on Movies for $2 says Eric Andre is playing Stuart Clark's Rampage. LOL. A Viewpoint for $5. Iron Man was a successful launch pad because of Robert Downey Jr. So Superman has no Robert Downey Jr. Has a dog and a gun. Jackson Cagle for $2. Hail to the Fellowship. Hail to you. Southeastern Kaiju for $2. It's no fun being an illegal alien. It's no fun. Devon Stark for $5. Best plot for Doomsday with their promise of a reboot is to use Aboleth from Loki and reveal that it's the ashes of the Phoenix and it eats the MCU. Well, the MCU is eating itself. Virgil Houston for $5. I love 28 Years Later. Got to admit, bizarre in a good way, and I love the ending. The trailer did not give an accurate idea of what the movie was. No, but it was wonderfully weird, in my opinion. William Jones for $5. So long as you hydrogen device, you would have a negative amount of fallout. A nuclear winter wouldn't. Oh, so long as you use a hydrogen device, you would have a negligible amount of fallout, and a nuclear winter wouldn't be a problem. I mean, a hydrogen bomb? A hydrogen bomb. A hydrogen bomb would still. Hang on. What the fuck is going on out there? There's a bunch of kids running around. It's 11 o'clock. Bet you all their parents are drunk. I'm not going to mess with them now. That would create a lot of explosions and put a lot of particulates in the air. So we're not necessarily talking about fallout. There's particulates in the air and that many bombs. So think of like multiple volcanic eruptions, just a couple. Like, you know what? Okay. I'm not saying it'd be equal to this, but think about this. What killed the dinosaurs was a pretty big meteor, right? 5 to 6 miles wide. Put 5 to 6 miles wide next to the Earth and look at how fucking minuscule and tiny that was. And that wiped out almost everything. So if you're going to nuke or you're going to blow the fuck, if you're just going to blow the shit with hydrogen bombs out of the entire English island and Scotland, that would be bad for everybody. But I would kill them with fire. William Jones for $5. So long as, like napalm or something. I mean, you're not going back on that island anyway. I just finished my first watch through of Firefly and Serenity. Peak character writing. Are the comics any good? I want more. Stay away from the comics, especially the Shepherd one. I fucking hated it. Blood Viper for £5 Woke version of 28 Years Later has the infected just wanting to live in peace with their wives and children in a homeland of their own. I don't know if they're there yet, but I think they're showing it evolves and I don't know if they're living in peace, because if they're based on what the mom did after she had the baby, I'm pretty sure they eat the fucking baby. I'm pretty sure they eat the baby and make at least it's a rage zombie baby. I saw 28 Days Later in a sneak peek. Only movie I was tempted to walk out of. Not my genre. Joseph 91 Salazar for $4.99. It's official Punisher joining Spider-Man. Yes. I might have mentioned that 6 months ago. John Berthal Punisher confirmed for Spider-Man 4. Yes. I don't trust Sony Part 1 movies after Spider-Verse. I wouldn't either. Howdy, FNT. Rumors spreading that George Soros has expired. I don't wish death on anybody. That's horrible karma. As they say in a Song of Ice and Fire, may the Father judge you harshly. Yeah. I don't wish death on people, though. You know nothing, John Snow. Yeah. Yeah, he'll meet his maker and may he be judged appropriately. May he be judged appropriately. No one can eat 50 eggs for $5, says Gary. Hail the big book. Check out the Steve Buscemi movie Trees Lounge. Really powerful and hard to watch. All right, I will. I like Steve Buscemi. I do. Dearest for $10 says, Gay Gary, if you go through Columbus, check out Capital City Comics and World's Greatest Comics full of long boxes. If you swing by Toledo, JD's Comics and more, ran by an old rock and roll nerd. I wish I had time to stop. I'm going to have to bust a move and get home. Well, home, Wisconsin. I'm not back in Texas until after the 4th of July. I just realized how I said that. Is it going to be July? Somebody better ask Candace Owens. If you're a fan of British movies and TV shows, Gary, try watching the IT Crowd. I love the IT Crowd. And the In-Betweeners, classic British comedy at its finest. Watched your chat with Eli today, and it was great. As someone who has been watching since 2018, it was great to learn more about your history. Hail. Thank you, Scott Kerr. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Alex for $4.99. Any handball while in prison? I'll tell you what. I did not the kind of handball you're talking about, but the actual sport of handball. I did play that. I played racquetball and handball, and really good at racquetball. I was pretty good at handball too. I was beating the Mexicans with handball. That sounded terrible, but I was. So at the minimum security place, there was a, basically like you were at elementary school. So they had the little, kickball courts and, the handball courts and racquetball. So we played outdoor racquetball. So it wasn't like with the four walls, like the indoor. It was just up against one wall, like a handball court. And I played every fucking day. Got really good. I won a tournament. I won a dominoes tournament and a racquetball tournament at Folsom at the minimum security place. Since I know you're a gamer, I recommend the Punisher game on PC with widescreen uncensored patches. It's abandonware and it's pre-MCU. Tony, Nick, Natasha, is that how I say his name? Natasha, and my favorite on-screen depiction of Frank. The PC one, is that like the PlayStation 2? I got the PlayStation 2 one. But yeah, is it on Steam? Or is it just, I can get it somewhere? I'll play it. Fuck yeah. Joe Dalush for $4.99. Gary, why didn't you helm a story in the Rippaverse anthology? As a comic pro, I bet you would have been killer. Thank you. I was busy writing my book. They actually asked me, but I couldn't do it in time because I had to finish the book. Finish my book. But Saints and Sinners still available. It's almost at 9,000 copies sold. 9,000. It's fucking amazing. But thanks for asking. I appreciate that. But they did ask. Yeah, they did. It wasn't their fault. Jimbit for $4.99. Watched some of your old streams from like 7 years ago, and there was a bunch of people I didn't recognize. You still in touch with any of them? Which ones? Mostly no. Mostly no. Jimbit, there's a lot of people who will not, who were my friends before, who for whatever reason, not all of them. Not all of them. I don't want to put that on all of them, but there are some of them who won't talk to me or my wife because of our political stance of the last few years. So they were never friends in the first place, were they? I have a lot of friends who completely disagree with this politically, who are still my dear, dear friends because they're my actual friends whom I love. They're fucking great people. There's some that we don't chat anymore. Oh, well. It's life. That's life. I wish them all the best, though. I do. Truly do. Accident seller for 20 Norwegian krona, hyping Genesis, dunking on a Genesis, like Terminator, dunking on John Connor and Dark Fate, dunking on T2 fans, saying they're either retired, crippled, or dead, using AI in new 4K releases. James Cameron lived long enough to see himself become the villain. He's evil. He absolutely is. That's what happens when you got 5 ex-wives to feed. And I'm famously a complete asshole on the set, and he's trying not to get canceled. So he has to go out there, and I think he's always been that way too. And listen, I know Razor Fist hates him. There's some James Cameron movies that I absolutely adore. But was he groundbreaking, or did he just take other people's shit and make it like, was he like the Led Zeppelin of directors? Yes. Yes. But he's a great action director, and had the ego to basically, not as much as George Lucas, but innovate film. Had the big ego and innovated film and did a lot for, and I love a lot of his movies. I fucking hate Avatar. And he wrote Dark Fate, so fuck him. And he got sued by Harlan Ellison and lost. Look that up. Ben Henniger, LB Blues for 50. Yeah, T2 was Pete Cameron. Hope you had a good time in my home state of North Carolina. I love North Carolina. It's beautiful. Sorry I couldn't make it to the Cosmic Summit to see y'all. I had to be in the mountains of Virginia for my parents' 50th wedding. That's way more important. 50th wedding anniversary. Holy shit, that is awesome. Know that we're all there with you. Dude, you're in the right place. Ben, you're in the right place. Hang out with mom and pops. Happy 50 to mom and pops. That's fucking rocks, dude. The best zombie movie is House 2. Bill Maher is in it, but he doesn't have to act. I love Gramps. It was a great gateway horror movie. I like House 1. I love House. God, I barely remember House 2. House has one of the best movie posters ever. Rook Takes Rook for $4.99. Thank you, Bubba Doom. Have you ever explained tattoos to the audience? I'm always curious. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not one of those people who go, well, this tattoo reminds me of my spiritual awakening in 1985. This one is for my mother. No, my tattoos are just designs I liked. That's it. They have zero meaning. I'd say the only ones that have meaning, and they're the most ill-advised tattoos is like I have my wife's nickname on my right hand, and I have my nickname on my left. That's basically our wedding rings. I have the seal of Rassilon from Doctor Who. I have Doctor Who's name from the inside of a box set because I like the design. This is some 18th or 19th century artist. I liked his designs. I have Spider-Man. Yeah. That's it. I like Boondock Saints. No stories. No story. This one is my lone prison tattoo. It's just a wizard. That's it. It's old. It's probably older than some of you. It's just because I like wizards. But thank you for the question. I wish I had some deep, meaningful answer for you, but it's just like, no, that one's cool. I designed a lot of mine too, so like I drew my own. You should go to Normal World and oil wrestle Dave for who has the best recovery memoir. Dave's got some dark ass fucking stories. I don't know. Maybe we could just swap stories. Well, like Deadpool, when like this is funny. See, this is funny molestation. In Deadpool, when they try to when Wade is, I'm forgetting what's her fuck name, and they're like dating and they're like out like getting molested each other. That's fucking funny. That was fucking funny. That would be me and Dave swapping stories on Normal World. You got molested by a teacher? I got molested by a faculty. It'd be shit like that. Sir Angus Fungus for $2 Australian. Did you meet anyone there for Johnny Cash's gig? I've seen Johnny Cash live. You mean from Folsom? Who was at Folsom when Johnny Cash played? No, they'd have been dead. He played in the early 60s, so that'd still be 30 years. Maybe there was some old timer in there. There was a couple not a lot of old timers in prison. Okay, just gonna say that. And we're talking like not 60, like 70. So like that would have to be I guess 50 or 60-year-old. Maybe it was 92. I was there. When did Johnny Cash play there? 64 or 5? Let me find out. '68. Okay. Yeah, maybe somebody was there. I never talked to anybody. But I mean, I legit saw like maybe 2 old timers. And they were mean son of a bitches. They were fucking mean. And they had to be. And they're the motherfuckers who would just shank you for nothing. Just don't fuck with them. You know what? An old timer just doesn't want to be fucked with. It's like, I'm here to do my time. I understand I'm in here the rest of my life. Just leave me the fuck alone. And that's what most people are. And like generally, if you want to be left alone, you get left alone for the most part. Like there'll always come a time you're going to rub somebody the wrong way and you're going to have to fight. And then you fight. And then it's usually over right after that. If you put up a decent, well, it doesn't matter. If you try, it's been my experience that like when I got in fights, even with guys who were just going to wipe the floor, would beat the shit out of me. And they did. I tried. And that was enough. That was enough to gain respect, right? It's just, it's like you look for trouble, you will find it. You can find a way to stay out of trouble in prison by not going to the yard, not going drugs, don't get involved. Well, don't be gay, for one. Don't be gay. Don't gamble. Don't do drugs. Don't borrow money. And you're pretty much fine. Pretty much fine. I mean, you're like, it depends on how much time you do. Like if you're in a minimum security, you're probably going to not even get in a fight. But you're behind the wall, you're in max, you're going to get in a fight. You're going to get in a fight. In county, you're going to get in a fight. County's fucking crazy. Prison's more serious. County is like slap fighting. Prison, you will fucking die. You can die in there if you fuck around too much. They have graveyards on. There's a graveyard at Folsom. So Don't fuck around. But yeah, don't be gay. Don't do drugs. Don't gamble. Don't borrow money. And mind your fucking business. Don't be a little chatty Cathy gossip. Fucking, again, mind your business. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, and don't snitch. That's part of minding your business. Yeah. Because you won't be able to snitch. Because if you mind your business, you won't know shit. And then there's no reason for you to snitch. But definitely don't snitch. A lot of motherfuckers in the content creation, they ever got fucking locked up, they would just, when they fart, it would go. Well, it's okay. You saw the chat is super gay though, and the chat's all, yeah, girl, but they're also not in prison, so it's fine. Everybody's gay. Get Rorschach in there, right? Yeah. Why always bringing up Jeremy? Poor Jeremy, man. Poor Jeremy. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. That is the square. Oh, right, at 2 hours. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry, it was so echoey. Where am I at the moment? I am in North Carolina for the Cosmic Summit. It just ended. Randall Carlson just finished his talk a couple hours ago, and the kids went up to a little, I'd say, house party, but it's like it's a room suite party, after party. And I'm like, I will do a stream. I will not sit in a hotel room with a bunch of drunk people. I like the people a lot. They're good people. But I will not sit in a room with a bunch of drunk people, sober. I can't think of anything I would. The only thing that might be worse than that is a content house with a bunch of drunk people. Or anything with a bunch of drunk people. But that's where I'm at. So I'm going to go to bed. Hey, Perry, what's up, buddy? Hey, Perry made a trailer for the book. And it's really fucking good. I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait for you to see it. So you're all Juster, bruh. Just, hey, man, fucking 420. I absolutely think it should be illegal. I don't judge anybody who does that stuff. I wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't fucking touch it. I hate the fucking smell. I mean, listen. That's just part of life. I think it should be illegal. But since it's been legal, I smell that shit fucking everywhere and I fucking hate it. But I mean, like, the world, this is one thing we need to teach everybody. One thing and Perry's heard this before, one of the toughest things I had to teach my son is, people say you're on the spectrum. I love you, son, but I just think you're weird like your dad. But, don't expect the world to bend to you, because it won't. The world is the world. It owes you nothing. So just keep that in mind, that things might be a little harder for you. And that's just the way it is. So when I walk through life and people have drinks, I don't tell them to get it out of my face. I don't think bars should close. I don't think booze should be illegal or pot should be illegal. My addiction's my fucking problem, and it's not yours. And it shouldn't take away any of your freedoms. The sooner we all learn that lesson, the better. The world doesn't owe us shit. Okay. But we can be grateful for what it does gift us. I think that's really important. That's what I passed on to my son, and he's got a really good attitude about it now. He understands, like, hey, some things might be harder for me. And it's like, and it sucks, son. I definitely, as your father, I fucking hate to see it. It kills me. But his attitude is so good, it's not even a problem, because I had we had a very real conversation about it. And that was a very, I don't know, I had a lot of hangups from recovery, and that's why it took me a long time. But one of the hangups I did not have is other people drinking or doing shit. It's just like, I will leave. I don't expect, I'm not going to go, get that pot smoke out of my face. No, I'll just leave. You go do your thing. And don't let me, infringe on your personal choices because of my problem. Because of my problem. Life isn't fair. That's the way it goes. And honestly, I have a great time just streaming or reading a comic book. I'm fine. My party days are way behind me. I don't feel like I'm missing shit. I hope you all have a great night. I really do. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me and supporting the channel. As always, we appreciate you guys on FNT. We have the best gig in the world. We get the bullshit every Friday, and I get to do this gig. And I'm grateful every day for it, and it's thanks to you guys. So hope you all have a good night. And thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation, and thanks to the mods out there, and thanks to all the lurkers. We will see you when I get back. I don't know when my next live stream is because we got very important work to do. We're working on Ironheart, so that's next. But if anything, I'll see you later in the week in the stream. Y'all be good to each other. Ciao, bella.